Welcome back, you guys. Well, if you didn't see my video already, I broke my controller playing Drunken Bar Fight, and I don't actually believe it was my fault. Now, I want to talk to you developers, basically, so we can make sure this never happens again. Because as I was making this video, and I had to refilm it again, I got some comments on my YouTube page, or one comment from the Fish Stick. He just made a video. I'm going to link it down below in the comments. He broke his controller as well. Then I go onto the Steam forums, somebody else broke their controller as well. Now I talked to the developer, he said he was sorry and stuff like that. For some reason he told me that you can move with the trackpad, and that really is actually part of the problem, but we're going to get to that in a second. The whole point of me making this video is not to throw Drunken Bar Fight under the table, because I don't believe necessarily that this is particularly its fault. This is a product of VR. We kind of like had to learn the hard way. I do, although, don't understand how he didn't catch this ahead of time, because it's very obvious. I mean, launch day and 3 people have already broken their controllers. Now, I want to mention that I was also on beginner on the Chaperone, so I had the floor line set up, everything. So I was very safe. Opacity was cranked way up. I looked like I'm in a net. So anyways, what ends up happening, there's a dude here, and there's a dude over there. I think I stepped into it, but whatever happened, the Chaperone wasn't on, and I kind of backhanded a dude like this, and whacked the controller and broke it. Fish Stick, he ended up doing an uppercut like this. I think he went like that, but he stepped into it. Like he looked like he was punching like he knew what he was doing. Now some people, when they punch like this, not really a big deal. But if you actually punch and take a step, maybe you even twist your hips, again, this is making me connect with the wall. The problem is the Chaperone is not on when I'm making this punch. The Chaperone comes on when it's too late, the punch is already at full speed, and then you've connected with the wall. The reason why we haven't seen a lot of this before is because there's only like 3 punching games. Thrill of the Fight, that like other speed bag game, which is totally different, and you'll never hit the wall in that, you have to be an idiot. And yeah, this one, so that's it. The other games we have are sword games. The sword games, I end up nicking my controller quite a bit, but the difference is that I have a blade, so I have distance. I don't have to be as close. With a punching game, I'm straight I gotta be closer, so I'm gonna be hitting the wall. There's no room for error. With the sword, I can still hit the guy. And I'm right next to the wall, but not gonna be good enough in a boxing game. So that changes everything. One of the problems right at the gate with Drunken Bar Fight was when you would go to grab something, the Chaperone wouldn't be on. Now, I take kind of bigger steps when I'm doing stuff like this. I might lunge, and that's exactly where this is not working. If I take a big step and try to grab that bottle, the Chaperone ain't on. It's not on. It's on, crack, I just hit the wall, but, and I've discovered that I can't get my bottle. So the developer, what he said was, you can move. Well, yeah, you can move, but if you're making that very quick, fast, big movement, I can hit the wall from anywhere in here by taking a big step. If something pops up over there, the Chaperone's not on, right? But I can go like this and whack this dude, right? Chaperone wouldn't have caught that, and I would have broken my controller. I've actually expressed to him that he needs to take the game down immediately until he can find out a solution to curb around this. Now, why is this not happening in Thrill of the Fight? Thrill of the Fight does something to keep you kind of more centered towards the game. I don't know if it's the AI that constantly is kind of maybe moving, but I never had the problem ever, not once, of facing the wall and fighting. I did nick the controller once or twice, but it wasn't in the same way. Again, I think that's because with Drunken Bar Fight is because you have the mobility to move around that space. You're not restricted to just where you set up your perimeter. That's the problem. That's where people are breaking their controller. So, to paint that picture, I go to grab the bottle like we already talked about, and I don't make it. What you want me to do is move with the thumb pad. That moves the whole space. Now I can grab the bottle. But still, the other problem is, we've already gone over how you see me grabbing the bottle and hitting it. The other problem is, if I'm fighting and I'm like right here, right, and I'm waiting for some dude to come up, if some dude comes up right there, that Chaperone's not on right now. My headset and my hands are not close enough. If I stand like this, yep, it comes on, great. But right now it's not on. And some dude just popped up, and I go like this, and bam, right into the wall. Chaperone did come on, but again, that's what's failing us, the Chaperone and the mobility. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Now, I think what you could do to combat this is a couple of things. One, we need to set up artificial barriers, kind of like Job Sim. In Job Sim, you have the office, and you have like the Quickie Mart and the cooking space. And there's all these different things around you, and it makes you feel like you're in this confined small space. At no point do you ever like hit the wall while you're playing any of these games. So what you could do in Drunken Bar Fight, for example, you're going to have to remove the mobility. I just don't see how this is going to be possible any other way. You're going to have to put us in a fixed space that somehow lines the wall with virtual objects. So right here you have a beautiful mirror set up like the old saloon with all the bars and the drinking stuff. Maybe there's bar stools coming out here. Back here you've got like a TV set up. We're at a bar, right? And you've got a big long bench set back here. There's pretzels and stuff. I mean, you're pretty much just putting 3D objects around the wall, just like the Quickie Mart in Job Sim. You can go and you can fill up Slurpees and you can mess with various things, but the objects are actually placed outside of the wall. So when I'm interacting with them, I'm right here. The problem with Bar Fight is I'm interacting with them on the wall. And even worse, I'm responding in violent movements physically to the wall. So, dude, yeah, man, I hope if the developer sees this, dude, you gotta pull it down quick. And I hope if anybody else is working on a martial arts game, you gotta take this into fact, because once more people get this stuff, you're looking at bad news bears, man. You don't want to break people's controllers. That's bad publicity. Unfortunately, this is probably going to impact his reviews and his bottom line and everything. If he does the right thing and fixes this by pulling the game down and coming back with a different solution, that'll work. Now, in case I didn't mention already, I think I did also double check when I edited the video, I wanted to bring up hover junkers. Now, hover junkers, when you're playing it, you have the choice to pick all these different ships. And some of the ships are big, so big that you can walk around the whole room. But the problem lies in when you pick a ship that's too big and you go to the side of the ship, right? You're going to fire out of the window at some dude. Well, right here, there's nothing. In virtual reality, you're seeing nothing. You're seeing an open window that you can stick your arm through. So you go to fire and you end up hitting the wall. All the time, I would be like taking the dual Uzis and going like this and then hitting the wall, just like that. It would be just over and over. Again, the chaperone's not on, and then now it's on, but I've hit the wall. So to accommodate that, I did smaller hovercrafts. I picked smaller hovercrafts. That way, when I got up and I got animated, I knew no matter what, I wasn't going to be hitting the wall. Now, let's not turn this into an Oculus versus Vive thing, but I think that's why certain companies, Oculus and Touch, you're not seeing any official games where you're literally going all around the room, 360 degrees, beating the shit out of stuff. Because it's dangerous. It's not up for debate. It's straight dangerous, and it will break your stuff. All the Touch lineups, they basically all kind of keep you centered. And I think that's smart. You're getting people to be active, but they're in a 180 degree space. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Dead and Buried. It's a really cool shooter that's coming out for the Oculus Touch. It looks really cool, way more fun than Hover Junkers. But the difference is Hover Junkers is mobile, and you can walk around the whole hovercraft, as opposed to Dead and Buried, where you're kind of teleporting around behind barrels and you're just going like this. But it looks to be safer. So I really think we can learn from Hover Junkers in the sense that when I picked a smaller craft, I had the mental security to know that I wasn't going to hit the walls. Maybe even the software needs to be smart enough to say, hey, I can't put you in a vehicle that big because you're going to be hitting the walls. So, Bar Fight guy, the dude is communicating with me. When I posted on the boards, he said he was really sorry. He first wished that I wasn't injured, and that's a big thing. Going forward, we're going to be seeing injuries. I really have to say that if you're making a physical game, the only reason people are not hurting themselves en masse right now is because we don't have a lot of these systems out there. The only reason somebody hasn't tripped and broken their neck because they fell at the wrong angle and then hit their neck the wrong way is because there's not a few million people with these. Luckily, this cable's going to be going away and we won't have to worry about that. But imagine the poor guy that's got some type of, I don't know, maybe an elephant. He's got an elephant tusk, or he's got a Viking horn. If you guys don't believe me that people can die in these really messed up ways while they're in VR, you need to watch the TV show called 6 Feet Under. You need to watch every single episode because it's the greatest show ever. And basically every episode, actually, you know what, just Google 6 Feet Under death scenes, and there's like a montage of the opening. Every opening was how somebody died, and they were always these really messed up, man, you would never think you could go out like that. You would never think that you could step on your cord on your Vive the wrong way and then fall and impale yourself onto a fire stick or a fire poker or something. You get where I'm going with that. It's the unforeseen accidents, and they're totally possible. If we can smash our hands into the walls, I'm just thanking the maker that there wasn't something here to hit me. I'm thanking the maker that when I fell into the fan and fell into the wall, that there wasn't some type of object that would have hurt me or like cut my neck open. Wouldn't that be terrible? You're just like, oh, there's a pencil in my neck, or there's, who knows. This stand right here, my filming stand, it's sitting off to the side. I've got all kinds of things in here that you guys don't see from this other side for lights and recording and stuff. Look at this. Here you go. One day I forget to put that away, and then I trip, and let's just say it's sitting over here. This is possibilities, and these are things you guys need to look at. Right now, it's just becoming very obvious that these games, they're not actually too safe, and in more hands, they're going to be doing a lot of destruction. So I hope this video has helped. I hope I didn't go on too long about it, but I really think the way that we could curb some of these accidents like we had in Drunken Bar Fight is A, we need to be reducing the freedom that people have. The mobility in Drunken Bar Fight is not helping it. And 2, I really think in some of these things we need smaller spaces. We need to start creating those artificial borders, and Job Sim is a perfect example if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and you've all played it, I know you've seen it. So it's a perfect example of keeping you confined into a space and safely not hitting the walls. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Fish Stick, man, if you're watching this, sorry about your controller, dude. We're broken controller buddies. If you're a broken controller buddy, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're a broken controller buddy that maybe broke his controller some other way, let me know the story. Let me know about you damaging yourself in VR. Did you get a kink like I did and not be able to play Fruit Ninja for 3 days because you didn't stretch before VR? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. If you guys like this, please leave me a like. If you didn't like it, you can easily leave me a dislike. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook, same name, Recluse All Night. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so just by bookmarking my Amazon in the comments below. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this Personal Thoughts edition, and I will see you next time.